Alright, let's keep checking it out here. Where's our team? Interesting. Yeah, we're getting like no DPS help because they're fighting fucking Cap, I guess. So I'm just thinking like, why is this guy not dead? But yeah, so I guess I need to pick up on that faster, to be honest. Like, he's not dead. These guys aren't here, which means this stuff, kind of stuff is happening. So let's see what happened over the course of this time here. So yeah, I remember that. Kind of goes by us there. So their Loki just used that. That's kind of cool. So we successfully pushed her out, but she's going on the flank now, and in the back people died. Okay, that's cool. So we stopped the cart long enough to bait the Hela ultimate. Okay, so in my opinion, when I'm like trying to figure out how to win this, I think this guy is the biggest problem. And then he enables more dive. People just dying. I mean, like throughout the game, like people are kind of getting pressured too much by that and dying too much to that. So what's the best way to deal with Cap? He is kind of a pain in the ass. So we already have these two guys, which are pretty good. And then like I think I would just do, what the hell is it called? Punisher, like I said. But you know, another good option is actually Angela. The reason why Angela is a good option is because of the displacement factor. Because he's controlling all his movement, so we literally take away his movement a bunch of times. We also have the stun when we hit him with the charged hit, which we get pretty frequently. We can also get in his face and then rush back to another problem, rather than like if I'm a slow tank, then it's like I'm way over here, then I'm way over here. It takes a long time to do stuff, and Angela pretty much solves that problem for us. Angela also allows me to dive while also being relatively strong against the Captain America here. And then the other thing too is when Captain America, if we ever get him lower health and then he goes away, you know, he's totally free. Nobody's challenging him. He just gets health as quickly as he can, then he's right back in the fight. On Angela, that's basically a death sentence. I can just chase him and kill him. So that's a big advantage to Angela as well. So I'd just be looking for trying as much shit as I can to solve what I think is the biggest problem for messing up our game. I know other people have sets different strategies though. That's just what I'm thinking. Oh, this is cool. I had no idea you come this high. Holy crap, that is awesome. Alright, we maxed out, so yeah, we won't be able to see it in there. But we could have been watching it like this. Wow, look at that. Okay, let's get to it. Yeah, like something about it, I don't feel comfortable on mag. I mean, maybe somebody on mag could get it done, but basically I can't hit enough shots on this guy. You know, I think mag is like good against squishies, and maybe people can get more use out of him and stuff, but I feel like I just can barely do anything to this guy. I mean, unless we get into just the right positions and we have our right clicks all the time, then we can kind of fuck them up a lot more. But you know, and you can all, we can all, I am also thinking about it like, you know, my team is kind of failing here. Well, this is better now. My team is kind of failing to deal with the Cap. So So then we can look at each tank option and think like, okay, which one does better against this guy? You know, again, Doctor Strange actually does pretty well against him. You won't be able to always hit him, but like when you are next to him, you know, you hit him with that shit, and then you use your E. So there's a lot of damage that we can put on him really fast whenever we're close to him, which I remember having some success with that. So potentially that's a good idea. Whereas like with this guy, you know, the fire rate is so much slower, and we're likely to miss shots on a fast target like this. So it doesn't feel like I can put damage down. And then some other tanks might be good for this as well, of what we can do. But again, I know people take another approach. But for me, this guy's really annoying. He's killing my backline. He's fucking up our positioning. So that's kind of what I noticed. That's interesting. Yeah, and then like as Angela, I just wouldn't be stuck right here. Like, because I can take advantage of all the times that everything's happening, right? So when he's doing that and he's half health, a little bit less than half health, I'm on Angela, I'm kind of scoping things out. Bam! I tried my best to spear him, put him right back here. Most likely he's dead. You know, it's a very powerful asset. And also, and even if I fail the spear, obviously, you know, if you fail everything, it's not going to work. But like, it also just threatens as well. And this is the other thing too. We have less of those problems where we're not just like stuck too far forward. So like overall, we have to worry about that less because we can move around so fast. And once we get used to Angela, it starts to become a lot easier to like never be in that position. Because I mean, technically we could have died right there. I mean, we were too far forward, and our teammates had to really save us. Whoops, what's going on? What's going on? I don't know what button that is. Alright, let's get into a good position. Watch the fight. Let me get up here. Perfect. Alright, so I'm curious. How did this guy die? He just died. Where did he die at? Holy crap. Okay, so he's in the back line. Oh, sweet. So that's another good thing against him as well. And then it seems like now that we have these two, it's going a little better to focus him. And he's really far away from his team. Okay. Yeah, potentially that's all we need is to switch Iron Man for Hela. And then I don't know if we were using... Oh shit, I'm kind of getting mixed up with the colors. I don't know if we were using this guy before, but yeah, that's quite good to be able to do that. To do a stun and to do the shield. Nice to be able to try to do something there. But yeah, and wait, what? I'm getting fucking confused. Okay, I got the colors backwards right there. My bad. I was thinking the wrong thing for a second. Alright, so we are pink, they are purple. Ran back to protect them. Got that guy. Yeah, I'm just kind of watching it. So it seems like, I mean, my perception of it was kind of like, they seem to have like a good dive on us, the way they're all coming in like that and stuff. And also I kind of reflected on times that I played Angela, you know, cause like, that I'm just like able to hover around and harass the diving tank a lot more. And you know what I mean? It kind of just changes the dynamic, but yeah. So that's happening. Alright, that worked out pretty well for us. He died. He almost died, but yeah, now they're using their healing ultimate. Now they're using this. Everybody got pushed back. A couple people died right off the bat. Yeah, and as Angela, I can actually challenge this a bit too. So I could put my shield up here, which is pretty short-lived. I can take maybe 1 or 2 hits, and then I could just be above her and be hitting her with the combo, which isn't that much damage, but just pointing out that there is something I could do with Angela as well here. Alright, we got the healing ultimate. We're down in numbers. Yeah, and like another thing too is like when we're trying to scrounge a game at the very end, you know, knowing that we have to stop them before the end, we could also think about making switches. And what we might want to do. I mean, again, I'm going to mention Angela because Angela is so fast, so she can come out the gate quite fast, but also potentially it allows us to harass them and maybe push them back or push things back. It can be kind of a nice last resort to use in addition to the speed we get out of spawn. But I mean, like even before, like, I don't know when's the last time you died, but just bringing it up. But then like, a bunch of options though, you know, Venom. And also just taxing them with dealing with another option may be good as well, with another attack. So like we want to be proficient in multiple attacks and be able to use that. I mean, that's how I view the game for sure. So we ended up getting a last team fight. That worked well. Okay, they're using that. Once they got that, it was decisive, and we almost had ours. It's kind of crazy how a lot of games seem to come down to these things like this. But since they come down to stuff like that, I mean, that's why I don't want it to come down to the last line like this. I want to try to do as much as I can. So I personally felt like I wasn't able to do enough on Magneto, or like, you know what I mean, like. But it would be interesting to watch this last fight here. And I guess we should have saved that. I mean, unless I missed why that was extra useful. Yeah, I think this is great positioning because you're challenging the healer and the DPS. You're blocking a lot of damage and you're kind of zoning them out or whatever. And then you chose to turn around, make sure like people aren't dying to stuff, I guess. But potentially we could have really forced something out with that healer there. Almost, I mean, then it's kind of pointless like to keep attacking this healer because we've already picked up on that. This shit is here, so that's like a slight. I mean, maybe she'll die. Well, hopefully she'll die. Okay, so you know what? That was a real opportunity, wasn't it? Because if we would have kept right here. Because that's what I expected you to do that, because the healer was right there, so he would have used his cooldown and saved himself anyway, but we would have just been focused on him and being like, let's not ignore this guy, because this is a Loki, which provides tons of healing when he gets his clone up. If we were keeping track of the ultimates, we might know that he has an ultimate coming soon. And then also, then when he does his cooldown, then we destroy the things, then we have a good chance of killing him potentially before he gets the ultimate off. That we get rid of that healer. There wasn't a ton of back pressure, so we didn't have to turn around, even though technically it's a risk either way. So that's an interesting reflection to see as well. Yeah. But yeah, but in these games, like a bunch of small things that we can't really say is 100% right or wrong. So it's pretty cool to go over all of it and consider all of it.